you guys. I'm driving right now, but I just feel like right now is the time when I would want to do this video. I took a loss today. Today is Monday of week 4, and I'm just feeling really discouraged and really upset because like this loss was avoidable. It's just so annoying because so many losses that I take are avoidable, including this one. The reason why I say that this loss was avoidable was because I basically took an overextended continuation trade. If you guys remember this Monday, we basically just ripped up 200 points off open with no entry. Very, very frustrating. Basically, there was one trade that I saw. I can't show you because I'm not on the charts right now, but there was one trade that I saw where we tapped a 15-minute gap, and then I just wanted to look for an inverse out of it, and it would have played out. It would have been a beautiful trade, or at least a break-even trade, and I missed it. I was looking for a 30-second inverse. We did not get that, and then we ripped up. There technically was a 2-minute gap, but I just was not looking through all the time frames. I did not see all the time frames, so I just did not see the 2-minute, or I didn't really consider the 2-minute, and the 2-minute would have played out. It would have been a nice trade. So yeah, there was that. And then like I know that trades after 10:20 are almost always less probable. Why? Because volume dies out, the draw on liquidity is hit, and then after that, after those two things happen, like again, draw on liquidity is hit, we die out in volume, and like we're probably overextended, right? Like today we pumped up 200, 300 points. We had already taken Asia high by the time that I took my trade, which was the main draw on liquidity. And so at that point you have to realize like, okay, I should stop trading. But no, like I felt very annoyed that like for the third or fourth day in a row that NQ just completely would rip and I would not get a single entry. But I just have to accept that like no trade is better than losing. And my trade was a good pattern trade, right? We had tapped a 5-minute gap. I'll show you the trade when I am home, but I'm not home right now. We tapped a 5-minute gap. We get a nice 1-minute inverse that looked very clean, and it was right at around 10:30. And I get stopped out. I lost $500 per account, and it's just very, very annoying, very, very frustrating. But again, the reason why like I lost was not because I took an A+ setup. No, it was not A+. I was assuming the risk with this like continuation, but like I just need to remember that like there's always going to be future trading days. Like there is no need to rush progress. I made TikToks about this, and I'm just so frustrated that I did not like that I'm preaching that, but I can't even practice it, you know? I know that this is one loss. I haven't lost in like a really long time. Last time I lost was like in early February, mid-February. So this is my first loss in a while. Definitely avoidable and preventable. Just feeling annoyed because like I felt good momentum, and like I'm not gonna try to let this ruin my momentum that I had. I just made a choice that wasn't the best. It wasn't like I just entered off of nothing. It wasn't like I just completely FOMO'd and entered off of nothing. No, I did enter off of confluences. Just, you know, happened to not play out. And a lot of people took the same trade as me. I'll show you again when I get home, but I just have to try to keep my head up going into tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, still just going to be grinding this month. So anyway, starting off the month not with a great trade, but hoping that we can end off the week green or staying disciplined at the very least. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Tiger here. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd, and I am just recording to do a little bit of reflecting prior to the market open today because I feel like yesterday was kind of sloppy. Yesterday was kind of rough, and I took an avoidable loss as you just heard. And I also had a hard day, like personally, emotionally. It wasn't just the loss that, you know, had me down yesterday. I kind of just, you know, life happens and you have to just continue through life despite any twists and turns, any ups and downs. And I'm deciding that I'm not letting the adversity I'm currently facing to dictate my future. I have an hour each day to lock in on the charts, to stay disciplined and patient, and I know exactly what my A plus setup looks like, and I know exactly how to identify market conditions and to adapt to my bias. So I just am going to continue to learn and to continue to grow. And I feel like being present and showing up every day is only going to continue, um, uh, ensuring my growth. So that's kind of how I'm feeling going into today. I did want to show you the trade I took yesterday because I did not show you. It was this long. It was this 1 minute long after sweeping or after tapping a 5 minute gap. And as you can see, it's flawed for a few reasons. You can't really see this, but we had already pumped like 200, 300 points yesterday at this point. So this was overextended. We had already taken our main draw on liquidity, which was Asia high right here. And we did not, like, when we tapped this 5 minute gap, we did not sweep this low. And so, and also our target was this high inside of the NWOG, which is a very high resistant, like, high. And so those are a few reasons why the trade failed. It sucks that I kind of got stop rated before it ultimately went in my direction, but nothing that I can really do about that except move on and learn and grow. So today I am bearish going into today, and I just want to show you that overnight we completely dumped. I will say that all of this dump was kind of a lot of low resistance liquidity. You can see this on the 5 minute, like a lot of low resistance liquidity right here. So I could see generational longs playing out. However, the trend is our friend. So ideally I'd like to see shorts to these high time frame sell side levels. And ideally off open, I'd like to see this swing high swept. And yeah, but no matter what, I'm going to react to what the market gives me, and I will catch you guys once I take a trade. You guys, I'm kind of going through it right now. If I'm going to be completely honest, I took another loss today. I took 2 trades actually. I took a break even and then I took a loss. The loss was slightly de-risked. I did not risk $500. I risked a little bit less. And I shouldn't have even taken the second trade because this is a learning lesson I have to realize for myself. When I take a break-even trade, in order to re-enter on anything, I need to see a lot of structure. I need to see not an A+ setup, but like something that just makes a lot of sense. And my trade did not make a lot of sense. There were some, I did have reason behind it, but like it did not make a lot of sense. And it's just like, it just sucks, bro. Like I'm just now starting the month. I'm on 5 XFAs. Like I need to lock in. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I losing? I think like, I mean, you saw a clip where I just previously talked about how I'm having some issues in my life right now, and I don't necessarily want to take a break because I know how to trade. It's just like this loss was so avoidable, and I could have just taken a break-even trade and ended the day off there, but I think I just need to move on. Let me show you the trades though. So the first trade I took, and again, I just want to show you something. I traded in this bullshit. Right? Like before this looked okay. This looked promising, but like this is where I got cooked and lost. And let me show you why. So my first trade was a break even short. We had tapped this, we had tapped this 1 hour gap. We reswept this high. I was looking for shorts here, but like the highest gap was a 2 minute in here, and we did not inverse it on candle close. And so we reswept higher here, and then we ultimately ended up making a 1 minute inversion right here or so. Right here. I entered right there, and I put my stop at around the swing high. It was a pretty big stop. I put it like around right here, and then I put my TP at this hourly low because I was bearish going into the day. So I was targeting this. And ultimately, I waited for these swing lows to get hit before moving stops to break even, and then I got stop break even. So then after that, I kind of was like, okay, like I have a rule where basically it's like if I get break even and I see a valid reentry opportunity, then I'm going to take it. And at 10 a.m., right at 10 a.m. open, there was this 30-second candle. And there was this 30-second gap right here, and we had swept this low. There was a big bullish SMT with ES because ES had already taken this target all the way down here, and we started moving up. NQ's technically more bullish, so I entered on the 30-second candle close, and my break even was going to be this swing high right here. We barely did not take it. hold on, and I was going to target the new untapped hour gap, or excuse me, 4-hour gap that was just made. And this was the trade, something like that, something like this. And I basically got stopped immediately. And it just absolutely sucks. It really sucks. This was totally avoidable because, as you can see, we are not really delivering from anything. In order for this trade to be A+, I would need all of this low resistance liquidity to get taken. The bullish SMT with ES with respect to this low could still be valid, but like, we have all this liquidity at our stop loss. We're not really delivering from anything. My bias was bearish, and like, look, we've been trending lower. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc. So you guys, I honestly am just feeling a little defeated. 2 losses in a row. I mean, that's nothing new for this challenge. I've done that before. CPI kind of saved my ass last time that happened, but CPI isn't for another week or so, and I can't rely on CPI. I have to continue to be very disciplined. And I was just not super patient with this second trade. I was like, I don't know, I could have been more patient. I could have been more disciplined. And I'm just feeling a little upset because I know that this was avoidable. This second loss was avoidable. It's not a loss I feel proud of. Like, there's a difference between losses where you know you did everything right versus a loss where I kind of entered out of FOMO. I kind of did enter out of FOMO. There really wasn't the greatest structure. So, you guys, I'm just going to try and do some journaling, do some reflecting, and come back fresh tomorrow. So you guys, I lost again today. Today is Wednesday, March 4th. The start of this month has been absolutely awful. My goodness, like, I'm actually kind of getting close to blowing these accounts. I don't want to like put that energy into the world. Like, I don't want to say that I will be blowing them, but on 2 accounts, I am 2 trades away from blowing them. And on the third, I am 3 away from blowing. And it just feels absolutely awful. I took 2 trades today. The first was a break-even trade, which I did not hate. I think it was fine. I just, for both of these trades, I had the bias wrong. I honestly thought that we were neutral. I said that to the Discord. I will show you in a second. But I thought that we were neutral, and because we were respecting bearish and we were respecting bullish gaps. So I just felt like we could go either way. And I just saw some nice short setups that I liked. The first one was a break-even trade, and then the second one was a stop loss. And just let me show you real quick. So I just want to show you what I felt going into the day. So going into the day, I saw that we were trending up, right? So this is where a lot of people had a bullish bias, and I saw we were trending up, and I felt that was a nice bullish trend. However, we had this 4-hour BPR right here, and we were retesting it in this candle at market open. So I'm like, okay, if we were to go short, then this is the time to go short towards these sell side levels. And if we were to go long, I would need to see this 4-hour get inversed. Well, turns out that at the 10 a.m. close, we did not inverse this 4-hour. So we did not inverse this 4-hour at 10 a.m. And so to me, that was a sign that, like, despite this bullish movement, that I'm still neutral. So I did not switch my bias because we did not inverse this 4-hour, and even this 1-hour, we did not inverse either at 10 a.m. candle close. We did not inverse the 1-hour. So I just felt like, despite, again, this bullish movement, I was still neutral going into the day. Off open, we just were chopping. We chopped for a while. I took a 3-minute inverse after we swept these highs into the 4-hour gap, into the 1-hour gap, and then we got this rejection lower here. Really like this 3-minute close. I went break even on this candle and instantly got break even. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then I saw that at 10 a.m. open. Again, I'm trying to learn from stupid losses. I personally don't think this loss was stupid. I think that I may have been a little bit tunnel visioned, and I may have I may have just needed to stay on the higher time frame. Like, I needed to stay on the 5-minute or the 15-minute because the 5-minute was very choppy. The 15-minute also was kind of choppy. I mean, if the 15-minute suggested to me that we were potentially bullish with this candle, but anyway, we sweep these highs, like the high of day, at 10 a.m., which I viewed as nice manipulation, again, into the 4-hour gap, into the 1-hour gap. And then we reject lower really strongly with this very nice candle, very strong 1 minute candle. I enter short targeting this low. I know this trade is kind of flawed because this low is also protected. It was a low inside of a 15-minute gap. But again, like I just thought that with that type of rejection from higher time frame PD arrays, I thought that we would go to this low. And I was instantly wrong, and I was totally wrong. We went to all of these buy side draws, and the day just ended up being bullish. So this is my first day in a really long time where my bias was like completely and utterly destroyed. I made a bias and it was wrong. I thought I was adapting to price when we swept the high of day and then dumped, and I entered short, but ultimately like price was trending up overnight. I just kind of have to do better at using my bias. I think that's the main thing I need to improve on. And you guys, like, these accounts are just not doing that great. I mean, 3 losses in a row, two trades to below them on this one, 3 trades to below them on this one. And these losses are also really taxing for my mental. I don't want to say it's making me question whether or not I'm a good trader. I know I'm a good trader because I got 5K in payouts so far from my accounts, but I just really want to capitalize on these, like the opportunity that these accounts have for me. And I mean, I hate to also say this, but I know that next week is CPI and I want to be able to trade CPI on these accounts. I think that it brings a really good opportunity to not necessarily bring these accounts out of drawdown, but like, yeah, that's basically what the opportunity is. And I hate that I'm relying on CPI to make progress on these accounts, but like, all these losses that I'm taking are just learning lessons. The main learning lesson today, again, is to just try my best to to better develop my bias, and like to not really consider gaps in making my bias. I mean, but I do feel like I do want to consider them. I don't know, you guys. I've just kind of had a very rocky week so far. 3 losses, down 3R on the week, and something that I won't do is quit. I will not quit, and I will continue to keep showing up, keep being consistent, and this is kind of just a realistic part of this journey, is taking losses and having to overcome periods where you're learning and you're taking loss after loss after loss. I don't want it to continue snowballing, and I will continue to go into the markets with a calm mind. So I really hope that we can stay calm going into Thursday and Friday. So anyways, you guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. What is going on, you guys? Dr. Tiger is back today. Today is Thursday. It is March 5th. And I just wanted to record this prior to market open because this week has been very rough and I want to turn that around. I want to stop this momentum, this negative momentum from building. But at the same time, like after doing some reflecting, I feel like, hold on, I'm going to set you up here real quick. After doing some reflecting, I feel like these losses were all important losses that I take. And the reason I say that is because I've learned something new from all these losses. And maybe something new is not the right word, but like I've been learning from every single loss. I think that, just to summarize, the loss from Monday taught me that having a weak target and taking trades in overextended conditions is very low probable. Tuesday kind of just reminded me that FOMO is something that I struggle with and that I should not switch my bias unless I have very clear confirmation on the higher time frame that we are going in a certain direction. Yesterday taught me to very carefully like assess my bias when I'm going into the day, like just have to pay attention to high time frame market structure. Like even though we had high time frame gaps that were holding us down yesterday, the high time frame structure was very bullish and I needed to consider that. So today I'm just going into today with a fresh mental. I know that I'm in a delicate position right now, and therefore I'm going to be very strict with myself in the coming days, probably today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, because next week is CPI. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, I think I am planning on trading CPI with my accounts. My strategy for CPI has an 80% win rate that has been back tested for the past year. And I know that CPI is a great opportunity. And I think that there's also some like, educational, that there's some education that can be done as well with CPI, where you can learn more about the importance of CPI and how it affects the market and kind of like read into what the predictions are and um, all those types of things. So yeah, I'm just going to be very patient today, very strict with myself. Um, and we'll see how today goes. But I am going into today with a bullish bias. Let me show you what I sent to the Discord. So today I am going into today with a bullish bias. I am going to be very strict with myself, but right now we're trading in between two 1 hour gaps. As you can see, we have this 1 hour bearish gap and we have this 1 hour bullish gap. We have not closed through either of them. And, but overall, if we just look on the hourly, it looks like we're bullish. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So as long as we continue to respect this high time frame bullish structure, then, I'm open to longs to London high and Asia high. We are approaching this London low right here, and we may want to retrace more into this untapped 4 hour gap. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking that longs will be the play today. The only way I will be looking for shorts is if we inverse this hourly or inverse this 4 hour that I'm mentioning here. And then I can switch to shorts. But yeah, you guys, we'll see what happens, and I'll catch you guys after I take a trade. Okay, you guys, so guess what I did today? I took another loss, the 4th loss in a row. I don't think this has ever happened before. I've never lost 4 times in a row, and I'm just feeling very emotional, feeling very confused and frustrated and angry. So my opinion is that this loss was a good loss. I'm just a little confused because my mentor and the community that I like am learning from is calling it somewhat avoidable, but like I genuinely don't understand. I know that there were some opposing confluences for this trade, and I'll just show you right now because I just want to break it down. I really like this trade. So I just want to give you the context. I already told you my bias going into the day. I was bullish, and off open, we just completely ripped up. So we took London high, and my bias was completely right, taking London high. So I was feeling really confident in longs, and we swept London high. It was kind of up here. And we swept London high, and we started to make a retracement. We had tapped into this 5-minute gap right here, and we had respected it, which was nice. And then I saw this really nice 2-minute inversion with displacement. We displaced 36 points, almost 40 points in this 2-minute candle. Really like that. I got a nice entry right here, and I was targeting Asia high as my next bullish draw on liquidity. And that just ended up being completely wrong. We were dumping. We just completely dumped. I got stopped out. And so some opposing confluences is that we had swept London high. So after we had already swept London high, longs, I understand, are less probable. I know that. I understand that. We had the bearish SMT with ES, and ES was more bearish. So if the bearish SMT was going to hold, then that would obviously make this trade invalid. I also see that London high, we swept very beautifully. Like, as you can kind of see on the hourly, we swept it very beautifully, and we did not like break through that high in any way. And we saw a really nice rejection. So that makes sense that like, that's a really nice reversal indication to go lower. However, I just was not interested in shorts at all. We had pumped up 200 points. My bias was bullish. The only way, sorry, it got cut out, but the only way that would make this trade, or that would make longs invalid for me is if we inverse this 5-minute. I told myself if we inverse this 5-minute, I'm getting off because the draw was taken and we're not bullish, or like we're not getting signs of bullish respect. So therefore, I'm going to get off. But we respected this 5-minute, so I was still open to a long, and we had this really nice 2-minute inversion. I honestly, like, I genuinely don't know why this didn't play out. Sometimes it just doesn't play out, and it's part of a winning statistic. So the losses that I've taken this week, Monday was avoidable, Tuesday was avoidable. Yesterday, I think was unavoidable because it was a lesson I needed to learn. This, I genuinely don't know what lesson there is to learn. I mean, I know I'm longing too high in a premium after we had already taken our main buy side. I just genuinely don't understand. Just trying to think, you guys. Like, I want to like learn and get better, and I don't want to blow these accounts. I mean, these accounts are very cooked right now. I mean, this loss was slightly de-risked, so I'm feeling better about that. But at the same time, like, I risk $500 per trade. So if I lose this next one, then what's a $200 balance going to do? Very, very annoying because again, also wanted to save some balance for CPI, and now I won't even be able to do that. I just really liked this setup. Like, I don't know what else there is to say about that. Pretty much everyone um, in my, like in the circle of my mentor took this trade and lost. I mean, the only thing that I can do is learn from it and grow from it. I don't know. I was not willing to get off after London was taken because Asia high was still intact and I thought that it was a valid draw. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know, you guys. This is going to be really hard to recover from. But I am just gonna continue focusing on building my discretion and following my rules and following my strategy and all that good stuff. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So you guys, I just full ported NFP and I ended up winning on my expresses, but I did get some evals for this as well to potentially copy trade and pass, not only with this, but also CPI next week. And I will likely be blowing those. TradeC still has me in the trade. I'm doing some lucid evals and they still have me in the trade, even though I'm like extremely in drawdown. I got bottom ticked, which is absolutely atrocious. But yeah, so let me just show you proof. This was my expresses. Don't really know why it didn't auto liquidate me at 1.5k because I definitely would have made that, but it didn't. And then this is still running. It's possible that we go to data low and then go to data high, and I'll just try and close out for break even. But as you can see, oh my goodness, like look at this bottom tick, bro. Look at the bottom tick. So yeah, very tragic. But I mean, these XFAs, I feel very lucky to have another chance. I just can't waste it. So yeah, guys, I will catch you when I take a trade. So you guys, I took no trades today. Today was an interesting day of price action. It was very choppy though, and I don't regret not taking a trade. There was one trade that I was really considering, and I mean, again, when I don't feel confident in something, I'm not going to take it. So sucks that I keep fading the moves where, you know, where they play out. But anyway, let me just show you. So again, prior to open, we had just dumped so much from NFP and I was bearish because of that. Below, we had this hourly gap. We had this 4-hour gap. And as you can see at 10 a.m., we very nicely respect this 4-hour gap. We're actually about to not even make a 4-hour gap right now. We're heading towards data high. And I'm technically, what's so funny is that I'm still in this trade on TradeC. I'm going to hold it until I get to a $1,500 day. I don't know if they will kick me out or if they won't even allow it. We'll see what happens. But it's so crazy. I literally got bottom ticked. And it did not kick me out. I know Top Step just automatically kicks you out if you exceed their mass loss limit. But anyway, I'm still in the trade on TradeC. I will keep monitoring it. But it looks like we might inverse this hourly gap. I don't even know why I'm analyzing this though. What I wanted to show you was this trade at 9:35. So we were overall bearish. We had these equal lows that also coincided with an hourly gap below. And we ultimately ended up tapping this 5-minute up here. We resweep the 930 high and then get a 30-second death candle that was 45 points or so. And that just looks very nice. This is a very nice trade. It would have been a 1-to-1 trade. And, or I think right here is around a 1-to-1. Around a 1-to-1. And I just faded it because I just thought the 30-second was too far gone. I wasn't really, like, when I saw this reaction, this bullish reaction off the 30-second, I just did not like that. And yeah, I mean, I faded that move. Every other trade I really did not like. There was another 30-second right here that I almost took to the low, like to resweep the low, but I did not take it because the target was bad. Again, it was like an hourly intermediate low, a 4-hour intermediate low, just very protected lows. And like the fact that we never revisited this low is me trying to learn from the lesson from yesterday where we swept data or London high and we never revisited that. And I still tried taking along to that anyway. So, yeah, you guys, this week was absolutely insane. Oh my goodness, bro. Somehow I saved these accounts. I know it's really not a good habit to trade these news events. I only did it because I know that it was a good opportunity to bring my accounts out of drawdown. Somehow I did that. My lucid evals may be cooked, but I'm still going to hold them until I either get a $1,500 day, or I mean, I'll go break even if we sweep data high and like we are looking like we're gonna go lower. But that's where I'm just gonna continue to monitor the charts. And yeah, guys, next week I'm going to just try my best to reset. This week was absolutely atrocious, and that can't happen again. So I know that I can do better. I know that I'm learning, and I just have to remember that this is part of the process. Traders lose, and traders sometimes take avoidable losses, and they have to just learn what they did wrong and how they can do better. And that's what I'm going to continue to do going into next week. So yeah, guys, I will catch you guys next week.